Ever wondered why some people are better at managing money than others? Well, it often comes down to lessons learned from past financial mistakes. In our journey today, we'll delve into the world of teenage finance, exploring real-life stories of youngsters who've stumbled along their monetary paths. We'll uncover the blunders they made, and more importantly, the invaluable lessons they learned. So join us on this enlightening adventure, because knowledge is power. Stay tuned to learn from the mistakes of others and avoid making the same ones. Remember the story of Jake, the teenager who couldn't resist the allure of online shopping? Jake was your average high schooler with a part-time job and a newly minted debit card. He fell in love with the world of online shopping. It was just so easy to click and buy. Jake started small, purchasing a few video games and gadgets. But as the weeks rolled on, his spending habits snowballed. Before he knew it, Jake was buying things he didn't need or even truly want. He was shopping for the thrill of it. And with every purchase, his bank account dwindled. Then came the day when Jake's card was declined. He was out with friends just trying to buy a movie ticket. Embarrassed and confused, Jake checked his bank account, only to find it had run dry. He had spent all his hard-earned money on things he barely used. The realization hit Jake hard. He had let his spending get out of control. He was left with a pile of stuff, an empty bank account, and a hefty dose of regret. It was a harsh wake-up call, but it was also an opportunity for Jake to learn a valuable lesson about money management. The first thing Jake did was return what he could and sell off a few other items. He made a budget, allocating money for essentials like food and transportation, and setting aside a small amount for savings. He also established a fun money category for discretionary spending. Jake learned to differentiate between wants and needs. He learned that instant gratification from online shopping was fleeting, and that saving for something he truly desired was much more rewarding. He also discovered the importance of self-control in spending. Just because he had the money didn't mean he had to spend it. Jake's story isn't uncommon. Many teenagers, and even adults, fall into the trap of overspending. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of buying new things, but it's crucial to remember the importance of budgeting and self-control in spending. And that was Jake's lesson, the importance of budgeting and self-control in spending. Then there was Emma, who thought a credit card was free money. Emma was an ordinary teenager, excited about her newfound independence. When she got her first credit card, she saw it as a ticket to freedom, a magical plastic card that could buy her whatever she wanted. She swiped it here, there, and everywhere, from trendy clothes to fancy meals, from concert tickets to the latest gadgets. But soon, the end of the month rolled around, and with it came the bill. Emma was shocked. The numbers seemed impossible. How could she owe so much? She had merely been enjoying her life just like everyone else. She didn't understand where all this debt came from. You see, what Emma didn't realize was that a credit card isn't free money. It's a loan, a short-term one that needs to be paid back within a specific time frame. Fail to pay it back on time, and you'll be hit with interest, late fees, and it could even negatively affect your credit score. Emma found herself in a cycle of debt. Every month, she would scrape together just enough money to make the minimum payments, but the interest kept piling up. It felt like a hole she couldn't climb out of. She was stuck in the credit card trap. Let's pause Emma's story for a moment and reflect. Credit can be a useful tool when used wisely. It can help you build a good credit history, which is essential for things like getting a mortgage or a car loan in the future. But it's crucial to understand the terms of your credit card agreement, know the interest rates, and have a plan to pay off your balance each month. Emma's story ends on a hopeful note. She sought help, created a budget, and slowly, she started to pay off her debt. It was a long journey, but Emma learned a valuable lesson. She learned that understanding credit and managing debt responsibly are key to financial independence. Emma's story teaches us the importance of understanding credit and the dangers of debt. Who can forget Liam, the teenager who never saved a penny? Let's delve into Liam's story. Liam was your typical teenager, always yearning for the latest video games, the trendiest clothes, and the coolest gadgets. His parents gave him an allowance and he had a part-time job, but he spent every cent he earned. Saving money was a foreign concept to him. Now it's not unusual for teenagers to jump at instant gratification, but Liam's spending habits soon caught up with him. When his computer broke down, he found himself unable to buy a new one. He needed it for school, but his pockets were empty. Liam was stuck in a rut, and he realized he'd made a massive financial mistake. That's when he understood the importance of saving. Having a safety net, a little stash of money for emergencies or unexpected expenses, is crucial. Just like having a spare tire in your car. You hope you never have to use it, but it's there if you need it. Imagine if Liam had saved just 10% of his earnings from the get-go. He could have easily afforded a new computer without breaking a sweat. But instead, he faced stress and anxiety. The lesson here is simple, yet profound. Saving isn't about depriving yourself of the things you enjoy. It's about making smart choices and being prepared for the future. It's about setting aside a portion of your income, however small, and letting it grow over time. You see, money saved isn't just money for emergencies, it's money for opportunities. Maybe you want to start a business someday, or travel the world, or go to college. Having a savings account can make those dreams a reality. Liam learned this lesson the hard way, but he turned his financial mistake into a learning opportunity. He's now a saver, always putting away a portion of his earnings for the future. He's learned to enjoy the peace of mind that comes with financial security. Liam's story shows us the value of saving and planning for the future. So let's avoid the savings shortfall. Let's make saving a habit, a part of our financial journey, because every penny saved is a step towards financial freedom. And then there was Sophia, who jumped into the stock market without understanding it. Sophia, like many of us, was drawn in by the allure of quick and easy gains. The idea of turning a small sum into a fortune was irresistible. She'd heard stories of young investors making a killing in the stock market, and she wanted a piece of the action. So, without much thought, she plunged her hard-earned savings into a few stocks that were the talk of the town. Sophia's investment journey was a roller coaster ride from the start. The stocks she picked, based solely on hearsay and hype, were extremely volatile. One day, she watched her investment grow, feeling a rush of excitement. The next day, she watched it plummet, her heart sinking with it. The constant swings were stressful, and Sophia found herself constantly checking her portfolio, losing sleep and feeling anxious. Then came the day Sophia had been dreading. The stocks she had invested in crashed. Her savings, which she'd hoped would multiply, were almost wiped out. Sophia was devastated. She felt like she had been played, her dreams shattered. Sophia's story is not uncommon. Many young investors jump into the stock market without understanding it, attracted by the potential for high returns. They take on high-risk investments without fully grasping the implications. But as Sophia learned the hard way, high-risk investments also mean the potential for high losses. So, what can we learn from Sophia's experience? First and foremost, it's essential to understand what you're investing in. Don't just follow the crowd or the latest trends. Do your homework. Understand the business model of the company you're investing in, its financial health, and its growth prospects. Secondly, always diversify your investments. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Spread your investments across different asset classes and sectors to reduce your risk. Lastly, investing is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It requires patience and discipline. Don't expect to make a fortune overnight. Instead, aim for steady, long-term growth. Sophia's experience is a lesson on the importance of understanding investments and managing risks. Remember, the goal of investing is not just to make money, but also to preserve your capital and grow it steadily over time. So, we've heard some interesting stories today, haven't we? We've navigated through the chaotic aisles of overspending sprees, where money slips through fingers like sand. We've learned that splurging without a plan can lead to an empty wallet and a heap of regrets. Then we found ourselves entangled in the sticky web of the credit card trap. Just like a spider lures its prey, the allure of easy credit can draw us in. But, as we've seen, it often comes with high interest and a debt that can take years to pay off. Next, we journeyed into the barren lands of the savings shortfall. We've realized the importance of setting aside a portion of our income, no matter how small, for the future. Without savings, we are left vulnerable to unexpected expenses and have nothing to fall back on. Finally, we stepped into the risky world of investment missteps. Investing without proper knowledge or understanding can lead to significant losses. But, with the right approach, it can also open doors to financial growth. These stories underscore the need for financial education and responsible decision-making. It's not just about making money, it's about understanding how to manage it, save it, grow it. It's about learning to avoid common pitfalls and making informed decisions. Remember, learning from others' mistakes is a step towards financial wisdom. Here's to making smarter money decisions.